Hello Indie fans, I thought April was looking a little thin, but a number of announcements and reviews have confirmed the release of a number of awesome indie games, so another promising month coming up for indie games. We begin with the gorgeous pixel art action platformer strategy hybrid Smelter, which has impressed me in previews during the Steam Game Festivals, and here we are with the release. As a retelling of the story of Adam and Eve, where you play as the latter, using a living suit of armor known as Smelter, in order to find Adam as you battle your way through the world. On top of great looking 2D platforming action, this does also have an overworld map, with tower defense, base building and RTS elements, which will of course draw comparisons to ActRaiser, although I do think that the developers are trying to avoid that since it might set up some expectations. There are over 40 upgrades to unlock, which contributes to the variety in action, and if you know anything about me, a no-brainer title of interest. The release date trailer did come with a gorgeously animated trailer, and while I know some of you are getting sick of these by now, I think it's very well done here, so kudos to whoever did the work. I remember previewing Buildings Have Feelings 2 way back when, being a city builder title with a twist, since the buildings are alive and they have their own likes and dislikes. As such, while you do still need to account for zoning, the considerations here will be different and unique, with the official release date to be revealed soon. I just showcased Ashwalkers a couple of weeks ago in my series covering awesome indie game trailers, and it just got confirmed for April, being a gorgeous looking survival management game of interest. I like the artistic direction of choosing to go with various shades of grey, emblematic of the ash in the title and of the hostile world, where I'm interested to see how things play out with the 34 endings. A little bit of a This War of Mine vibe with this, and seems to be brutal as well, but a curiosity for sure. I'm also very happy to share that the Slormancer finally has a release date, and while it will be in early access, I'm fairly confident that this will turn out well. It's a Diablo-style action RPG with a ton of enemies, loot, powerful weapons and abilities, crafting and more, and hopefully has a compelling enough endgame to keep things interesting. I've been looking forward to this ever since it was revealed, where this latest trailer does show off some of the flare and particle effects of the attacks, which looks really good as compared to the initial review. This also shows glimpses of the Path of Exile style ancestral skill tree, which looks massive, and while there are only 3 classes, I think that the experience should be quite varied. If you love Diablo style games like me, then a no-brainer title to check out, and for more like this, click on the video linked above.
We took care of the world because no one else would. We thought we could keep everything safe, protect everything that mattered. And we were wrong.
An interesting tactics title is We Are The Caretakers, using a very interesting Afro-futurist setting with an environmentalist message. Fittingly, this will be releasing on Earth Day in April, where the game is about protecting the endangered wildlife of the planet. Neat looking XCOM-like combat as well, so it should be neat, with a portion of the proceeds going to a rhino conservation charity, so do some good at the same time when you pick this up.
Trespassers are the same, murdering living creatures for a tiny piece of horn. We are the caretakers.
If you played the original Darkside Detective, I'm sure that you would be very interested in a sequel titled A Fumble in the Dark. It's a classic point-and-click adventure game which should be pretty well designed based on the initial game, with some humorous writing, nice pixel art and clever puzzles, showing that indie games truly is the home of the point-and-click adventure genre. I do have a couple of titles without firm release dates, but at least have an April window, so I do hope that they don't slip, beginning with the gorgeous looking Hoa. I've recently covered this when talking about upcoming hand-drawn titles, where, spoiler alert, it was number 1. Since the Ghibli looking aesthetic is very easy on the eyes, looking absolutely magical, and I do hope the platforming is great as well. I often bang on about how some indie game trailers are horrible, so if you want to have an example of a game doing it right, then Black Witchcraft is one to learn from. Yes, it's a factor of the aesthetic, genre and theme, but this gothic action RPG platformer is not to be missed. I believe this is from a Korean studio. It should explain why the description on the Steam store is difficult to parse, as if it was put through Google Translate or something, but the action and aesthetics do look fantastic. Animations are a little herky-jerky though, so it doesn't get as high a spot, but I'm certainly keeping an eye on this. Another title that I hope makes the April release is the delayed Gastova The Witches of Arcana, a Mega Man style action platformer with level and biome variety, boss fights and some great looking pixel art and action. I believe it got pushed about 6 months, so hopefully it will make it to launch, where you play as the witch Gastova, having to track down and defeat her fellow witches who were once your classmates in order to protect the realm. Big fan of the look, and I really hope to get hands on and is a title to watch. I've had my eye on the gorgeous hand-drawn Metroidvania, 8 Doors Arum's Afterlife adventure for quite a while, since it does have an awesome hand-drawn art style and a very interesting and stark colour palette, which does make it stand out. You play as a little girl who intentionally enters the realm of the afterlife, searching for the soul of her father, having to go through the 8 doors of purgatory in order to do so, and as the trailer shows, does involve plenty of exploration, traversal abilities, upgrades and combat, which is par for the course for the genre. Interestingly, this is from a Korean studio and draws upon elements of Korean folktales and mythology, so if you are sick of Greek, Egyptian, Norse, or even Japanese mythology, this will definitely be of interest. It does also give me a little bit of a Hollow Knight vibe from the combat, making it a no-brainer pick, taking the number 1 spot. To look back on the best indie games of the previous month, do check out this video and I will see you after the jump.